Actually, book distribution can be done in different ways. I think what you are suggesting is, taking, giving gifts. But at Brahmacharis, when we joined the ashram, we did it differently. And for me, book distribution was my shelter. It gave me a lot of strength, spiritual strength. So you would have early morning Mangalarati and all of that, and then afternoon after 1:30 you would get free. Morning temple seva, pot washing, cleaning, then brahmachari class, and 1:30 would be free after lunch. And 1:30 I would pack my bags and go in the local trains of Mumbai and come back by 4:30 or 5:30, 6, sometimes 7, sometimes 7:30, and distribute books in the local trains or Bombay Central Station or BT, CST, and come back with the score and feel a great sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. Because when we give Krishna to others, when we give Krishna, we actually access the Lord's blessings in very sweet ways. These are all ineffable. This cannot be described in words. When you help someone begin their spiritual journey, it satisfies the heart so much. I remember once I was distributing books in the Golden Temple train at Bombay Central before it leaves for Amritsar. Like any other day, many people purchased books, some people did not. And I spent a lot of time, and then the train started, I got off. And the train went, and the next day morning, I think it reaches Kota, whatever, and then it reaches, after 36 hours, it reaches Amritsar. That first day night, the train went. The next day, afternoon somewhere, before reaching Delhi somewhere, the train had a major accident and 70 people had died in that accident. It was one of the biggest train accidents. When that news came the next morning, this is a train I distributed a lot of books. So the people who purchased, somebody must have purchased the book, his spiritual life must have begun. So I remember feeling the importance of giving Krishna. Death can come at any time. That was very sobering. Like that, many incidents, many adventures. I realized book distribution gives you 4 gifts, which are very unique. This is my personal experience. First is humility. So it requires a lot of humility to approach another person and tell them to buy a book, and it's not easy. But once usme chasta lag gaya, agar taste lag gaya, even when you are humbled, you feel Krishna's love. I remember once we also distributed books in Nariman Point. During those days, 1999, 98, there would be no security outside these buildings in Nariman Point office. I mean, there would be, but they would not be like now. It was different. Security would be a little lackadaisical, relaxed, spaced out, and more Maharaj. They would let us go. They would not. They would not be so bothering us. So we had a lot of adventures. I remember in Birla office, I was treated like a great guru or something. They offered dry fruits, milk, and they took all the books I had. So much honor and worship. So then I came down. I had a few more books left. I came down, and then I went to Sumitomo Bank, which is their next floor. As soon as I entered there, the security, the way they screamed at me and insulted and abused, it was exact opposite in the span of half an hour. I was like, wow, itna honor और इतना पूरा उसको digest करने के लिए, पहचान शक्ति के लिए, completely sobered. So these kind of experiences makes you realize how life is so superficial. Experiences are so fleeting. And we meet different people with their struggles. Whatever we read in Bhagavatam, we see it in action happening. I've met so many people, so many stories, adventures. So humility is one gift you get. And it's not as bad as we think. It's not that humiliation makes you depressed. In that humility, that feeling of, pain or discomfort, you would also feel Krishna's loving embrace. And that makes it worth it. So that's humility. Second is adventure. Adventure is an amazing gift you get from book distribution. Meeting strange people. Once in the local train, I was announcing, Hare Krishna. And I saw one madman, actually disheveled clothes, disarrayed, and started shouting. So everybody was avoiding him because they thought he's a madman. I waited for him to go, but he stopped. He came to me and he stopped, looked at me, looked at the audience, and started quoting Bhagavad Gita verses. 9th chapter, भगवान बोलते हैं मन मना बहुत भक्तो. 15वें अध्याय में भगवान बोलते हैं, and he started quoting left, right, center. I was like, पागल ये है कि हम लोग हैं. And articulately, till then people thought he's mad, and then I thought I should talk to him. So we were reaching CST, the train we were coming. I was coming from Vashi, so it's somewhere near Sanders Road or something. So then science से पूरा CST तक उसके साथ ही था मैं. We reached CST. Everybody got off the train. It was afternoon, late afternoon. Not many people entered the train. So I sat with him and he's telling me, I asked him, "Aap kaun hai?" I realized he was a proper gazetted officer in State Bank of India. He went mad because of some heartbroken love affair, something. He went crazy. But before that, in his teenage years, he had read the Gita and he had known some things. And this whole story, when he told me, I was like, wow, this is a kind of an adventure that you go through, you know. ये life कैसा है, लोगों की जिंदगी में क्या क्या होता है. So many adventures like this. And that is one. So humility is one adventure. Like one adventure I'll never forget is Central Bank of India. I don't know if you know, in Nariman Point, the whole building, Central Bank of India headquarters is there. I think it's some 15 floors or something. And during those, as I told you, security would not be bothering us. So I remember going to that head office there and showing Bhagavad Gita to people. And whoever saw the Bhagavad Gita, they would say, they would smile at me and they would look at me. I was in white that time. I had not yet taken saffron. अरे महाराज आप हमारे खान साहब को मिले कि नहीं मजा आएगा. So I thought he's telling me don't go to this Mr. Khan. This guy may be nasty. So I said okay, thank you. So I said okay. So then I went to the next person. I gave a book, and then that person saw the book and he would smile at me, look at me, talk to about like down. Would say ठीक है. खान साहब को मिलना, खान साहब को मजा आएगा. So I thought he's telling me avoid. There's a big guy here. Should not fool around with him like that. Many people told me and in the every floor there would be a big hall. There would be many tables and some offices, some rooms. That was the way government offices were. So I would show books to everyone, and every day I was like for 1 week I was distributing books only in that office. I would run back to temple, collect 2 bags. Total maybe 50 Bhagavad Gitas I would carry with me, distribute, come back again, fill Gitas, go. So after so many people told me about Khan, I thought maybe Krishna is speaking through them. I should try this. I should go and meet him. Let's see what will happen. Then I was in 2 minds. If that man is really nasty, then I can't distribute books in this building at all. But if I avoid him, then I can continue secretly doing what I'm doing. But if so many people are sarcastically smiling at me and telling me about Khan, maybe Krishna is speaking to them. So then I thought, let me take a risk. I saw V.K. Khan. So I went in, but first to the secretary's cabin. Looked at me. कौन है आप? I said, हमको खान साहब से मिलना है. क्यों? नहीं हमको कुछ काम है. Please. And before he could say yes, and we were taught to be aggressive in book distribution. You can't wait for all those etiquettes, manners. Book जाएगा ही नहीं. थोड़ा aggressive push करना होता. So I just opened the door and went in. And I went in, Mr. Khan. I said, Mr. Khan, I was shocked. This Khan is sitting on his table, the big table, and few people sit. He's like the boss of that whole Central Bank of India. And he had tilak, and he had kantimala. Mr. Khan, he said, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, he's saying, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I said, Hare Krishna. I was like shocked. आइए बैठिए. Then क्या चल रहा है? I said, sir, marathon का. अच्छा मालूम है मुझे आपका बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का मैराथन है. तो सर आपका प्रभु जी आपके यहाँ पे पुस्तक थोड़ा वितरण. अरे यहाँ पे तो सब आपको पुस्तक वितरण करना चाहिए. बुलाओ जादव को. So somebody called Jadhav. Hey Jadhav, गीता ले गीता. 5 कॉपी लेने का मिनिमम. तो सर अब कल आए थे हमारे पास से महाराज, हमने लिया नहीं वापस लेने का 5 कॉपी. वो कामले को बुलाओ. कामले 10 कॉपी 10 गीता लो. And I was like, couldn't believe what I was seeing and experiencing. So then he called everyone and made everyone, those who had already taken, he made everyone take 5 copies, 10 copies. And I finished the books. I ran to temple, I got another brahmachari, we came. So next 3 days we milked that Central Bank of India. So many books we distributed there. Thanks to this Mr. Khan. He had become a devotee by going to a small Gaudiya Math in Bandara. And he had taken initiation from one of the Gaudiya Math sannyasis. They were chanting 64 rounds every day. And then during those days, we didn't have such kind of communication system, and I didn't even have a phone. So anyway, I couldn't keep in touch with him. But this was 25 years ago. These are all adventures which remain with you for the rest of your life. Many, many, many stories. So humility, adventures, and book distribution improves and increases your remembrance of Krishna. Last week I spoke the story of how I went to go for book distribution. Remember? You remember the story I spoke about how I would distribute only 20, 30 books, and suddenly one day I did 100 plus. And then again, when I started doing 20, I started praying intensely. So that remembering of Krishna was showing books to others while conversing with others. So that happens a lot during book distribution. So that remembrance, and remembrance is what gives us happiness. And when I would come back with a less score, but having remembered Krishna during the entire 3-hour period, I would feel totally satisfied in the ashram. I remember once, we would distribute books in this police station. I never entered a police station, been to a police station before joining ISKCON. But during book distribution, I would go to all the police stations in South Bombay, from Cuff Parade se leke everywhere. So once from the entire central belt, Harbour line, before JJ Medical College, the Muslim area, the boss are out there. All the police stations I went, they would have morning parade. Before the parade, you reach there, and after the morning parade, you make announcement. The police people are kind of very friendly with the sadhus, and they allow you. So they make a small announcement, and then you books, some of them take police constables. So in this particular police station, nobody took a book, and I and Gauravi Prabhu had gone with some 100 Bhagavad Gitas. And we were very disappointed. So that time one boy came to us. The boy who was supplying chai to these people. I was really praying. And none of them were taking. I was showing to all the policemen. Nobody was taking. I was like, Krishna, I was remembering the Lord. Please help. And then one young boy comes along. He's supplying chai. Every day he comes there to give tea to the constables. He said, Kya ho gaya? Maharaj ji, kya ho gaya? So then I was in Dhoti Kurta. Gauravi Prabhu was in pant shirt. I said, pustak dena hai, Gita koi le nahi raha. Arey, hum dega sabko. He took. And then he went and told, Saab, he told the police constable, Arey, Gita lo na, kya itna kar rahe aap? So that boy gave, immediately the police constable gave out 50 rupees and took the Gita. So this boy took from us all the Bhagavad, and we were just mute spectators, we were just following this boy. The entire bag was finished. Some 78 or 85 Bhagavad Gitas we distributed in that half an hour there. 40 minutes. Everybody made them buy 2-3 Bhagavad Gitas. He just gave it to all the policemen there. Everyone purchased Bhagavad Gita. And then this boy came. I was so happy with him. He was maybe 11 years old. No, 12 or 13. 12 or 13. He would come and give chai. I think his father had chai ka stall somewhere, and he would supply to this policeman. This morning he decided to give books instead of chai, after chai. So then I told him, so I had some Mahaprasad packets. I stuffed his pockets with all my Mahaprasad packets. And I was so grateful to him. I said, Kya naam hai tera? He said, Aslam. Aslam Siddiqui or something. I said, what? Aslam. Here, so he pointed to the slum, the Muslim area nearby. He said, he stays there. मेरे को ना महाराज मैं बोलूं मेरे को कृष्णा बहुत अच्छा लगता है. पर क्यों? अरे कितना सुंदर है वो. Then he showed भगवद गीता का फोटो. He knew. मेरे को ना फोटो रखने का था कृष्णा का घर पे. मेरे अब्बा अलाउ नहीं करते. मेरे को मारने लगा अब्बा. So he was talking about his dad being very nasty. And then he said, oh, Krishna is so nice. Krishna is so kind. मेरे को कृष्ण का story नहीं मालूम है. We told a few stories of Krishna which he had heard from some of his, I don't know from where and how. I was like so mesmerized by that boy's attraction to Krishna. And I was feeling my prayers are answered. I was sincerely remembering, praying to the Lord. So there is adventure here, there is remembrance of Krishna here. So many years have passed, but I haven't forgotten that boy. That boy maybe now, what, 45, 50, 40-year-old at least. No, 35-year-old, 37-year-old boy, man. So like this, these are some of the, way you remember Krishna and you get experience. Like I remember how intensely I remembered the Lord once in Bombay Central Station. I was distributing books in initial days. I was very scared because Bombay Central is where my father was very well known. My father was in railways. He was the director of finance of the Konkan Railway, and he was also the top guy for Western Railway, Central Railway, Western Central, would keep going back and forth. From IAS, he had chosen railways. So he was, and whenever we would go by train or to any of the travel, there would be 15 people around him. He was a big shot. And then the same station, I'm distributing books in the outstation going trains, and I was fearful that if somebody sees me, recognizes me. So sometimes in the train, inside the train, Rajdhani, somewhere, I would give books, I would pray, I would avoid some person. Because railway staff, railway officers travel by Rajdhani all the time. Delhi, Bombay, Western line, no? So Western Railways, there is headquarters and divisions. So I was very nervous, and then, but I was also a little passionate, adventurous. So at Bombay Central Station, all these hawkers and the stall owner said, "Arey Maharaj, ये tiger है इधर." There was a man, very nasty ticket inspector with name of Tiger. So they said, "अरे वो tiger साहब है ना, वो मारेगा आपको. अरे चले जाओ, मत करो, इधर लाइसेंस लगता है." So I said, "क्या लाइसेंस? Platform ticket है, बेचने का, कवर गीता देने का." And one day this tiger saw me. That fellow was very nasty, foul-mouthed. He held my collar, started abusing. And he said, "Andar dal dunga." And he wanted to put me in the lockup. And just then another man came, another officer, railway ka ticket invigilator. He actually hit me on the shoulder. And then he told that tiger, "Sir, आप छोड़ दो इनको, ये सब नालायक लोग हैं, ये लोग एकदम low class लोग हैं, मैं इनको deal करता हूँ." I started shouting at him. And so this guy was worse than that fellow tiger. And he dragged me outside the train. He came out. He held my hand and he walked a few meters towards the station. I mean, from the platform to the main area, waiting area. And he was taking me. After some time, he stopped. He looked behind, he looked everywhere. And he looked at me. And then I realized this man had a kantimala. And then he paid full dandavat. Udhar hi aise kiya. और दंड, "सॉरी प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, सॉरी." अरे क्या हो गया? इसे, "प्रभु जी, वो मैं इधर जो काम करता हूँ, वो टाइगर बहुत गंदा आदमी है. I saw I had to act fast." So he pretended to be the angry official, and he dragged me out, abused me, but he actually was helping me. And then he gave me 500 rupees donation. "Sorry प्रभु जी, अपराध हो गया. ये पक्का हरे कृष्णा devotee goes to Radha Bihari temple." So that is an amazing. And I was praying when he was dragging me, said, "Krishna." Because get into the lockup. I actually once went to the lockup also. I'm just saying this because those are younger days. I was young and I was 25, adventurous, passionate. So many stories like that happened. So that was remembrance of Krishna. Humility, adventures, remembrance of the Lord increases and improves. And the last is very, very important. We actually depend. Remembrance is one, but we depend on Krishna. We can't do things. हम लोग ना just become helpless. Dependence on the Lord increases a lot. You feel sorry. Basically, dependence and remembrance, you can take it as same. Realizations is what you get. Realizations is the fourth. There are four benefits. First is humility. Second is adventures, and remembrance and dependence on the Lord. So all this humility, adventure, remembrance, and dependence is same. Realizations is the fourth. Realization. See, what you read in scriptures, you see that happening in action. Like what did we read today, for example? What was the main theme today we discussed? Like, we're discussing Bhishma's glorification of beauty. After that, what were we talking about? Material world, how there is suffering and all that. Now, when you go out and meet people, you actually see that happening. I remember once I made an announcement in the train. We had this standard dialogue. हरे कृष्णा हम ISKCON से आए हैं, हमारे पास भगवत गीता है, गीता जयंती का मैराथन, ISKCON हम शरीर ने, हम आत्मा है, मनुष्य जीवन का परफेक्ट करना है. And then between I would speak a little English, sophisticated English, just to impress them, let them know that ये साधु को English भी आता है. All those gimmicks I would try. So I would make an announcement. And suddenly I saw one man, fair, a good-looking young man, intensely staring at me. I was like, oh. He didn't take any book, but others took. So then our strategy was, when after the books are shown in that compartment, coach, that second class dabba, first class dabba, and then we get off in the next station and run, and before the train starts, enter the next dabba. And if there's a ladies compartment or something, then we run faster and then enter us. Then we enter, and then again we make an announcement. We take a few seconds to take our breath, and then we announce. Then we show the books, and again get. So when I was making an announcement in the next dabba, I was shocked. I saw that man there, same man. Same. I ignored him, and he kept looking at me intensely. Then next dabba I ran, and I went, "Udhar bhi." 3-4 times it happened. Then I realized there is something garbad. Maybe this man is chasing me. I don't know what. I got scared of him. So then this was, I think, Dadar something, and then Andheri ke baad Jogeshwari. Jogeshwari is an interesting station. It has platform on both sides. So when I see Jogeshwari aayega. So Jogeshwari, I thought I'll trick this fellow. So I got off the left side, then I entered the next coach, and I got off the right side and went back. And I didn't board the train. I went and sat on a platform bench so that this fellow, I don't know how he would enter, what he would do. So I thought, usko chakma de diya. So I sat on that bench, train chala gaya. So I had gone on that side, then I came on this side like that. Then I opened my eyes, I was shocked. Next to me, this fellow was sitting. I said, these are all amazing adventures, But I got an amazing realization that day. This man, I said, "Aap kaun hai? Mera picha kyun kar rahe hain?" He said, "Arey, aapko kuch bolna hai, bura mat manna." He said, it's a 1999 story. This fellow was owner of some 5 or 6 bars and restaurants. He says, "मेरा दिन का खाली शराब बॉटल जो है, the empty bottles का बेच के जो net profit आता है, that comes to some 1.3 lakhs. इतना मेरा खाली bottle, this is a byproduct. This is not the main business. The side benefit of his liquor business is not to encourage anybody to explore this option. But this guy was making 1.3 lakhs a day just by selling the empty liquor bottles. And then he said, "But मैं जिंदगी में बहुत miserable हूँ, stress है, और मैं relief के लिए local train में घूमता हूँ. He's got many houses, lot of wealth, और मैं आपको देखा, इतने खुश लग रहे हो, और आप एक किताब बेच रहे हो, वो कंगी बेचता है, कोई रुमाल बेचता है ट्रेन में. And actually those beggars, they used to think I'm like them. They used to exchange chukka many times. महाराज कितना धंधा हुआ आज, अच्छा हो गया ना धंधा? हाँ, अच्छा हो गया. So they would think I'm doing धंधा. Anyway, so like that. So this man told me the entire story of your suffering because of drugs and because of a lot of relationship issues. So anyway, all these things happened. So I realized that I got realization what I read in scriptures. So whenever I read something strong in Bhagavatam, like Prahlad's prayers, you'll find a lot of statements on material world. When I read that, I remember that fellow. Book distribution gave me that realization actually. I remember that State Bank of India officer. I'm not forgotten this incident. The realization book distribution gives you that. That's like watching Bhagavatam in action. When you go out and meet strangers, make friends with them, talk to people, missionary activities, preaching is what gives you realization. I've got so many stories,
That conversation.
He agreed to. Actually, we chanted for 10 minutes. I had some beats. So I gave him a beat. He chanted for 10 minutes with me in that Yogeshwari station. And he was very happy. That is one thing that happened. And then he agreed to go to Radha Raspberry temple. Then we meet, we disperse. जिंदगी के मेला है ना पूरा कहाँ कितने लोग मिलते हैं क्या. So, but these are the kind of people we meet. It ended on a good note. He was hopeful. If I achieve and Hare Krishna. So many stories are in the short of time. It's 8:50. But I want to say that please do in your own way. Meet your friends, give books. Hare Krishna. Yeah. See, Muslims and Christians, they are generally respectful. But if Hindus have converted to Muslim or Christianity, you cannot convince them. Yeah, they are. See, I generally think people are respectful, Muslims and Christians also. They are nice. But Hindus who get converted to Islam and Christianity, they are nasty. So there is a wall, and there is a Hindu who's become a Muslim. You preach to a wall. The wall may become a devotee. I've done all of that. I've learned Quran verses, Bible verses. I've preached to Hindus who got converted. 2008 to 2012, 5 years I spent studying Quran and Bible along with Gita. Many Gujaratis got converted to Islam, and they would come to temples and I would cast them, preach to them, learn Quran verses. So I can quote how Krishna, Allah is beautiful and Allah has a darkish monsoon cloud complexion based on Quran. Second Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 138. Ma sibkat Allah wa manassanu min Allah is sibkat. We have derived our color from Allah. And who is better than Allah in coloring us? So those people, tribesmen, were staying at that region of Arabia at that time. They had dark monsoon cloud complexion. So they are saying that their color is similar to Allah. So like those kind of verses I would quote. And then the Muslims have all these hadiths, as important as the Quran. There are 6 hadiths. The Sunnis have 6. Shia have 6. So the first is Sahih al-Bukhari, second is Sahih al-Islam, and there are verses which says the Lord holds the whole world, the small finger of his right hand. Then also this is like Govardhan pastime. I would preach to them. But our Hindus who got converted to Islam, they would become very blasphemous. But Muslims were, Christians were respectful. So as so kya karne ka na? Don't waste your time on those people you can't convince. It's not about convincing, it's about touching many people. Instead of thinking of the scores, I would not think of scores, 100, 200. I would think of how many people I touch today, how many people I meet. If I meet 500 people, 100 to jayega, 5 jayega, 10 jayega. A farmer will not plant seeds where the soil is not fertile. Just see, kaun interest dikhata hai, nahi dikhata hai, it's not gone waste. Nothing goes waste. Even those Jains, Muslims who don't take your books, you have invaded their consciousness. आपने अटैक किया है, वो आगे जाएगा, कोई उसको दूसरा devotee मिलेगा. ऐसे 50 लोग मिलेंगे ना, एक दिन वो खुद ले लेगा. Without telling, it's happened so many times. I'm sitting in the bench, somebody comes and says, "Maharaj, Gita hai?" हाँ है. दे दो. I'm giving. अरे एक नहीं, 10 दे दो, 10 कितना? He takes 10 copies from me, pays money and goes. I'm like, and I'm shouting, making announcement. Nobody is buying. Then I realize, oh, I'm entering his consciousness. 100 of us are entering his consciousness. One day we'll go to somebody who's not selling the book and take book from him. Just like somebody came and took books from me because so many people must have preached to him. So we're all one team. So you see that ad which says, drink, enjoy Coca-Cola. Then you go ahead, वापस देखते हैं. ऐसा 50 जगह पे देखते हैं. Then you don't even realize how, but you go to a restaurant and you take Coca-Cola. Subliminal suggestion. Dhoti, kurta, tilak, or showing Gita. It's all preaching happening. It's all preaching. It's happening. Nothing goes waste. The door was locked once and we were trying to break it, push it. It was not opening on him. We got exhausted and we sat down after pushing it so hard. And then our Nityananda Prabhu came. He's so thin. He just touched it, the door fell. So did he break the door or we broke the door? So who gets credit? There is a big cyclone, there is a thunderstorm, the trees are shaking wildly, the branches are, nothing happened to the tree. After the cyclone, everything is still. Then a crow comes, sits on a branch, and the branch falls. Is the crow so powerful, strong, that it caused the branch to fall? What happened? So many things happened before that. But the crow comes and... So similarly, some of us will be like crows. We get the credit. Some of us will be like cyclone. We will do a lot of hard work. But it was Sundar festival, marathon. Just go out, give books. Don't worry if people are not taking books. One of my friends, his daughter is going out every day. They are in Noida. She called me. She's young. She's 16 years old. So I told her, forget the scores. Just see how many people you touch. So she did that. Instead of thinking of scores, she said, I want to meet 200 people today. She came back with a score of 18 Bhagavad Gitas. And she sent me that message. I can read that for you. Just I'll end with this. So amazing. It's 1 second. I'll call you in 2 minutes. Is that okay? Hello? I'm in a program. So just end with this. So I told her, I sent her a voice note about how you should not be attached to results, just go and meet people. Okay. Shriji. I sincerely appreciate, I'm not fortunate, never said. Thank you for taking the time. So I keep a daily record. Yeah, I feel truly blessed. Just yesterday and the day before alone, I distributed 16 Bhagavad Gitas, including 8 sponsored copies. I'm very grateful to you for the suggestion of meeting people rather than getting scores. Thank you for making Bhagavad Gita Marathon inspiring, motivating, and enjoyable. This is Shriji Jha. Jha is my friend Kamlesh Jha, his daughter. She attends the class also, the Monday class she attends on that. So I'm just saying, you can try different things and avoid people who are over top drinkers. Stop it. Thank you very much. Please take dinner for Sharan. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Book Solution Marathon. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.